Hey there, welcome back to my channel where we explore the extraordinary in the ordinary. Before we dive into today's video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Let's get started. In today's video, we are going to look at one CSS property, grid auto columns. So this is one of the useful CSS property that you can use with grid CSS layout. So the grid auto columns CSS property specifies the size of an implicitly created grid column track or pattern of tracks. So how you can use this property in CSS? Let's say this is one class. How you can use this grid hyphen auto hyphen columns. So you can use auto is one of the possible values or fractional values, one fr or something. You can also use min content or min max. Here you can pass 10 pixel and auto as two possible values. Okay, so if a grid item is positioned into a column that is not explicitly sized by the property grid template columns, implicit grid tracks are created to hold it. Okay, so this can be either happen by explicitly positioning into a column that is out of range, or by the auto placement algorithm creating additional columns. So what are the other possible values apart from this? So you can use grid auto column with values as in pixel or in centimeter, or you can also use in percentage as well. Like, so we are not using 12% but 20%, and you can also use 33.3% when you have multi columns, right? You can also use, as we saw, a min max function and pass two values, the multiple values. Apart from this, you can use fit hyphen content. So that is one of the function which is provided to in the CSS, where you can pass 400 pixel, for example. So these are possible values. Also, you can pass multiple values, 100 pixel. So the first value 100 pixel, 140 pixel as second value, and 400 pixel as third value. Okay, so the values, possible values are non-negative length. Okay, you can also use percentage, the flex value, max content, min max function, fit content, as we also use auto. Okay, so when you use auto as the maximum value, it represents a largest max content size of that item in that track. So what exactly this property works, how exactly this property works, let's see with one very simple example. So let's go to our HTML. Here, after this container, I'm trying to add one more container new, because we already have this class container in our CSS. So here, with this container, I have three classes, or yeah, let's skip it class. So item 1, and let me add two more here, item 2 and item 3. So let me make it 2 and 3. Okay, so now we have three items in one container. Okay, so to make sure we are using grid, first of all, in CSS, what we have to do, we have to use display grid. So you can apply all these grid properties, and to add this class, let me add class item 1, class item 2, and class item 3. Here, what we can add, let's add background color. So let me give some color. Okay, for now let's give it red. So red is already there. Let's give something else, lime. Okay, so now there is nothing, right? Because we don't have any height here. Let me add height, first of all 100 pixel, and see. So now we have this grid. Let's inspect and see how it is looking. So we have this 3 div, right? Let's give some space here. So gap 10 pixel, and you have this 10 pixel gap between this grid. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we will use one grid property, that is grid template areas. And here what we are going to do, we will pass some values here. So let's see how this works. So when you pass this value, let me reload. So when you pass this value like this, grid template areas, let me hover. So you see, using two values separated by space, it will divide this grid into two columns. Let me another column, then A, then it will divide this grid into three columns. Let me remove this, then it will divide in three columns. So now one, so divide in one column. Yeah, one, A, B, and C, right? So in our case, let's keep it AA, then it will be divided into two columns. Okay, why I have added this and why I have divided this into two columns, let's see the result. The reason why we have done this. With this, let's give grid auto columns and give some value in pixel, for example, and see the magic now. As you can see, we have this grid auto columns value. The width you can say is 150 pixel. So let me change it to 250. So you see, all these columns are now having 250 pixel width here. Let me change it. So as you can see, we have this 210 or 200 pixel width of each column within this grid. So this CSS property is really useful when you need to set a grid column size, right? You might have multiple columns and you need to set the width or the size, not width, but the size of the column, the grid column. You can use grid auto columns, right? So this is one of the very useful use case where you can use this CSS property grid auto columns. Let's check the browser compatibility. As you can see here, we have browser supported by almost all the latest browsers, so you can use this without any browser issues. All right, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Stay tuned for my next video and hit the bell icon to get notified. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you would like to see next. See you in the next video. Bye.